President, real quick, on business, I want to talk about the business of sports. It's reopening in our country. A couple of years ago, you were very vocal about kneeling for the national anthem. Now it seems that standing is the new kneeling, in that only 3 players in the NBA, Jonathan Isaac, Myers Leonard, and a coach, Greg Popovich, are actually standing for our nation's anthem. Your take on the state of the league?
I think it's disgraceful. We work with them. We work with them very hard, trying to get them open. I was pushing them to get open. And then I see everybody kneeling when during the anthem. It's not acceptable to me. When I see them kneeling, I just turn off the game. I have no interest in the game. And let me tell you, there's plenty of other people out there too. And Black Lives Matter. Nobody's done better for our black community than me. Nobody, and that is, with the possible exception of Abraham Lincoln, it's true. Criminal justice reform, opportunity zones, best employment numbers in history, every single what I've done, funding the black colleges and universities, historically, they say historically black, but the colleges and universities funded it for a long time. They had no funding. They had to keep coming back to Washington. I took care of them for long term. They're all set. Nobody's done for the black community, African-American community, what I've done. And I will tell you, they had Black Lives Matter. Where did it start? Marching down streets, screaming, pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. They were talking about policemen and women. Pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. So all of a sudden, this has taken on this air of great respectability. Well, how does it start there? It's a Marxist group. It's a Marxist group that is not looking for good things for our country. And now I see these leagues all kneeling down. And again, nobody has done more for the black community by far. I always say nobody other than, I'll give the one exception, Abraham Lincoln, okay? But even that, I mean, to be honest with you, but nobody has done more than I have. But when I see people kneeling during the playing and disrespecting our flag and disrespecting our national anthem, what I do personally is turn off the game. And the ratings for the basketball are way down, if you know. And I hear some others are way down, too, including baseball, because all of a sudden now baseball's in the act. We got to stand up for our flag. We have to stand up for our country. We have to stand up for our anthem. And a lot of people agree with me. Hey, if I'm wrong, I'm going to lose an election, okay? And that's okay with me. But I will always stand for our country and for our flag. That's what we're all about. And our country is now respected again. Our country was disrespected, and now our country is respected. And other countries, including our allies, I say sometimes our so-called allies, because they've ripped us off more than the enemies, but these allies are respecting us again.
Mr. President, this will be the last question. Is there something that you can say to help our country with the race division, with the inequalities? Because most of your supporters, at least, are going to say, I don't support Black Lives Matter when they're chanting pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. Most people support law enforcement that support you and the men and women that are the hard workers and out there on the front lines. But there does need to be that conversation of Black Lives Matter in the sense that Condoleezza Rice was asked what is one of her biggest pet peeves. I'm just paraphrasing here, but she said, I hate it when people look at me because I'm black and they come up with preconceived notions of how I'm going to vote or what my background is like or my education is like. How can we heal as a nation so that we can look at everyone as Americans? As Maya Angelou says, we are more alike than we are different.
Well, Condoleezza is 100% right. Look, we were really there. We were very close. Success. It's called success. We had the highest employment, the best employment numbers ever for the black community, for African American, the best numbers, Hispanic, Asian, everybody. But we had the best numbers for everybody. We were there. I was seeing it. I was even seeing it, believe it or not, with Congress. We were doing things. The election was a walk. The election was going to be a walk in the park. Now I'm working, but we're doing well. We have poll numbers now where I'm leading. And, you know, we got hit like everybody else and everybody in the same position, all these other countries, but we got hit. but we're doing really well, and we're building it again. And people see that we're building it again. Biden can't build anything, but we were very close, Ainsley, to being there. We had this tremendous success going, and I could see things changing, and they were changing rapidly. And then we got hit with the plague from China. Now we're doing it again. The best answer, Ainsley, is great success, great jobs, great income, homes. The home ownership was at the highest rate. Now we had great homeowners, as you saw yesterday. The home ownership numbers were just announced yesterday, and home sales are through the roof. I think it was one of the highest ever. So we're doing it again, but we got interrupted by the virus, by the plague, and it was a terrible thing. But the answer, just in a word, is success. Success will bring us together better than any other. There's no other word that can top it. It's going to bring people together, Ainsley.